Hi guys, today I want to talk about something that has changed the game in terms of the way that I read and how I read, how quickly I read, and you guessed it, that is my Kindle Paperwhite. So let's talk about it. With the click of one single button, I really don't spend that much money on ebooks. I have saved so much money. Just so you guys know, I will have everything that is talked about in today's video, including the Kindle Paperwhite, linked down below in my Amazon storefront so that you guys can have access to everything that I talk about, including all of the cases, stickers, the Kindle, all of it. First, let's talk about the design and the feel of the Kindle. So, like design holding wise, it is very, very comfortable. It is very lightweight. It has a very nice like matte feel to the back of the Kindle. And I would say this is like any bigger than this and it would be very uncomfortable to hold for a long period of time. Like this is the absolute biggest that I think this could get. Where it's still comfortable to hold it and read it. It does still have like this little black outline. It's like part of the screen. Like it doesn't have like the old Kindle Basics, and I think the new Kindle Basics might still do it, but it's like an actual hard plastic that's going around the whole screen. And the Kindle Paperwhite is different in the way that it is not a hard plastic. It is like part of the screen. Like there's no difference from the actual screen to this like black outline. That allows you to have somewhere to rest your fingers on the screen without pushing any buttons. So like when you have this on and you're currently reading, like you can hold it just like this, where your thumb and your pinky are kind of resting just on the black part of the screen, and then you can tap with your thumb as you go. I think that it is fairly comfortable to hold. I don't have any issues with it. But I mean, there's always options for cases. I would say that the Kindle Paperwhite has the most options for cases. Like I think any company that sells any sort of Kindle case, like they all have Kindle Paperwhite options, which is very nice. I have many options. Some of these are like a little bit yellowed, as you can see, because I have used them for a very long time. So we can talk about each of these cases a little bit later on and how I feel about the cases, but let's just stick to the Kindle for now. So design, feel, I really, really enjoy this. I think it's really great. I love how light it is. It's very thin. It's not very chunky. So it's very easy to slip into any purse, any bag, anything like that. Like even the little like crossbody slings that a lot of people wear, even some of those you can fit this into, but once you add a case to it, it does get a little bit thicker. So it does depend on the bag size and the case, of course. But I will say, like, instead of carrying around like an iPad or something, like this is much slimmer and lighter than carrying an iPad. Next, let's talk about the actual screen display itself. So right now, my Kindle is completely in sleep mode, so I do have the ads on my Kindle. I have never cared to pay the $20 to remove the ads, although while we're speaking on that topic, I would like to say that you always have the option to pay the $20 to remove the ads. So don't think that when you're purchasing the Kindle itself, you always get the option to purchase it with the ads or without the ads, and it adds $20 to remove the ads from the screen. Don't think that after purchasing the Kindle that you don't have the option to still go back in the settings and remove the ads. You can do that at any point. All you have to do is go to your Amazon account, to the settings, and go to your ad feature. It will allow you to remove them very, very easily. But I have never cared. The ads really don't bother me at all. I don't see a major issue with them. I do understand that some people don't like if there's like inappropriate books or something that come up on their screen. They don't want people seeing what they're reading or what they're being, recommended to read, I guess. But I don't really ever have that issue. I just don't. And honestly, most of the time, again, we're going to get back to the cases here. Most of the time I'm using one of these cases that have the screen covered anyways. So if you're planning to buy one of these cases, then it really doesn't matter anyways. But I do understand, like, for looks wise, wanting it to look more aesthetic and not having the ads on the screen. I'm not judging at all. I've just never wanted to spend $20 on it, I guess. But moving on to the actual display itself. I think that this screen is very, very, very impressive. I love this screen. It is like no other technology I've read on. The way that it is, like, it's still fairly quick and it loads very quickly. It's not like this old ancient technology, but the screen is completely like paper. So like it's just very interesting because you can see the screen in really, really, really bright light and bright sunlight. And then you can also see the screen in a very pitch black room. So without even changing the settings at all. Now you can change the settings. So if you swipe down from the top, you get this little drop down menu where you can adjust the brightness and the warmth. You can pull the warmth all the way down and have more blue light on the screen and it be like more bright like a cell phone. Or you can turn the warmth all the way up and have like no blue light, so it's a lot less strain on your eyes, unlike a cell phone or an iPad. Now, one of my favorite features of having a Kindle that I have noticed is that when I'm traveling, first of all, the ability to have hundreds of books at my fingertips when I'm traveling. Actually, if you think about it, it's really the ability to have unlimited books at your fingertips, because if you have this with you and your phone, you can purchase a book at any time and have it sent to your Kindle. That is absolutely insane. But say you're somewhere that you don't have Wi-Fi, so you wouldn't have the ability to reload and put a new book on your Kindle, you still have the ability to get to your Kindle library, which is just absolutely insane to me. That is so, so crazy that with the touch of a button, I can just have any book with me anywhere I go. I just love that. Now, a lot of people want to know about the storage and how storage goes. I have noticed personally that if you don't keep all of your books downloaded all of the time, you really could never run out of storage. Like, the truth of the matter is, you would just kind of have unlimited storage unless the books are actually downloaded. They take up next to no storage on your Kindle. So I bought the one with like just 16 gigabytes of storage, and I checked the other day on my Amazon. I have used so little of my storage. It is absolutely insane. I still have almost all of the gigabytes of space. I swear I've only used like 150 or like 200 megabytes of storage, which is really, really crazy. I thought that they still took up space even if they weren't downloaded, so I didn't realize just how much space this thing actually has for books. And each book really doesn't take up that much space, so you could even download every book on here and it would still take a really long time to fill up 16 gigabytes worth of space. But for me, I personally don't feel the need to have every book downloaded, because the chance that I'm not going to be on Wi-Fi and that there's going to be a book that I want to read that's not already downloaded is really, really rare. I keep all of the books that I have my eye on reading for the next month, I keep them up at the top and downloaded. So all of these books at the top have little check marks on them because they're all downloaded and ready for me to read at any point. Now, it's when I scroll all the way down to the bottom of my Kindle where there's books that I bought years and years and years ago and still have not gotten to. These books are the ones that I don't have downloaded, and I don't feel the need to have every book on here downloaded. That's just a personal thing. Some people keep every single book downloaded, and that's fine too. I just don't see the point in it. Like, none of these books need to be downloaded onto my Kindle. Next, let's talk about the battery life on this thing. When I tell you that this battery life is insane, I don't have to charge this. I mean, I probably use it for a month, maybe even like a month and a half to 2 months before I even think, maybe I should plug it in. I've never, ever let my Kindle battery get below like 30% ever. Like, there's no need. It's so quick to charge. Like, it really takes barely any time to actually charge it to a full battery. And once it is full, it will stay at up in like the 90, 80, 70% range for weeks of reading on this thing. It just doesn't take very much power to actually run the device itself, so it really doesn't die very quickly. And that is one of my favorite things. Like, I don't feel like one of the worst parts of like traveling on a vacation is all of the cords that I have to bring for all the things I have to charge. I have to bring my phone and my watch charger and my AirPods and my camera and all of the crazy things that I bring with me, all of the electronics I bring with me. I feel like I have to have like 7 cords for all the things. And this is one of those things that I feel like I can charge it before we leave and not have to worry about the battery again until long after we get home. That is one of my favorite things about this Kindle. I love it so much. I think that that is a excellent feature of this, and honestly makes it really like 50% worth buying the Kindle just so that it doesn't die. It's not like an iPad or something where you have to charge it basically every night, or else you're not going to have battery tomorrow when you try to read. Next, one of the other things that I really love about the Kindle is that you can basically sync your Goodreads with your Kindle, so that anytime you start reading a book, it'll mark the book as reading, currently reading, and then anytime you finish a book, it will mark the book as finished on your Goodreads. Also, you can also turn that feature on and off. You can still have Goodreads linked and not have that feature on, but I do think that that is a really nice feature to have. Also, one of the things with the Goodreads link and Kindle is that you can highlight in any of the books on here. You can put highlights and notes in any book, and then you can go on Goodreads and you can decide if you want to share any of those highlights with all of your friends on Goodreads. So there's basically a little switch, and you can just switch the ones that you would like to share with everybody. And I love that feature because sometimes I have a really hard time coming up with an actual review for a book, but I'm just like, instead of an actual written review, why don't I just show some of my favorite highlights from the book so that people can kind of get an understanding for the writing style or the story or things like that, just based on a couple highlights. You can also mark if your highlights are spoiler or spoiler free, which is really, really nice. Now, another great way that Kindle connects to other things, and that is with apps like Libby, and there are some others. NetGalley is a website that you can get e-ARCs from, so electronic advanced reader copies. These apps and websites make it very, very, very easy to send books to your Kindle. So say you want to borrow a book from the library and you are using Libby to borrow an ebook. With the click of one single button, you can literally send the electronic library book to your Kindle, and then you can return it and remove the book from your Kindle with another click of like a button. It is really, really phenomenal to me how easy it is to get library books onto my Kindle. This makes it so worth it to me. When I tell you that the amount of money I've actually spent since buying this Kindle on ebooks is very, very low. I really don't spend that much money on ebooks because I either get them on sale or I borrow them from the library. This makes it so worth it to me. This makes it worth every penny that I actually paid for the Kindle, because I think that it has saved me exponentially more money than I would have spent on the physical books. Another great resource for me ever since I got my Kindle has been the website BookBub. They also do have an app. This is a website that basically you can sign up for their email list, and every single day they will send you Kindle deals. Now, not only do they tell you just any book that's on sale, but you can also add books to your want list, and they will email you as soon as that book drops their ebook price. And then straight from the email, you can click the link and go right to Amazon and purchase the book, usually for like $1 or $2. This is amazing. The amount of books I have put on my want list that I've actually gotten the email that they've dropped down to 99 cents or $1.99 is incredible. I tell all of my friends about BookBub. This is an amazing app, an amazing feature for people who love to read ebooks. I have saved so much money, probably hundreds of dollars on books that now let me just say this while I talk about how much I've saved. I do also clearly buy the physical book because we got to have the trophy. The truth of the matter is, we know we have to have the trophy. But I will say that there are lots of books that I have read on my Kindle, and I've thought, I'm really glad that I read that on my Kindle because now I don't feel the need to actually buy the physical book. So I really do think that having my Kindle has saved me a lot of money between getting really, really great sales on ebooks and borrowing books from the library. There have been hundreds of books that I have read in the last 2 years that I have saved money on reading because I read them on my Kindle. This is seriously one of the best investments I have made in the last 2 years. Okay guys, now that I have raved and raved and raved about all things Kindle, let me just tell you about the only negative thing that I have to say about them. Number one is I know that people are not happy with Amazon nowadays. I really do understand that. I feel that. I work at an independent bookstore. I truly, truly understand the importance of not feeding into Amazon's big corporate brains. But at the same time, I do think that we are readers, and this is one of the best e-readers on the market, and I spent hundreds of dollars on this e-reader, so I'm also not going to be super quick to run and throw my Kindle in the trash and buy a new Kindle. I feel like, or buy a new e-reader, sorry, I'm so used to saying Kindle, because that's what I have, but I also think that there are major, major pros to the Amazon Kindle. I seriously have watched video after video and considered very, very strongly buying a different e-reader just so that I'm not supporting Amazon anymore. And the truth of the matter is, I personally think that the pros of Kindle are worth it for me. And so I am going to continue to use my Kindle until one day it dies. And at that point, that is when I will decide if it's worth it for me to buy another Kindle or to move on to a new e-reader. But that is to each their own, but I don't think that it is okay to bully other readers about having a Kindle. I bought this years ago. I had no clue that this was going to be such a big deal to be supporting Amazon in this way, and not all of us have the money to throw our Kindles in the trash and to buy new e-readers. So I have seen lots of not nice comments and some online bullying about people having Kindles and supporting Amazon, and I just don't think that it's very nice, and I don't condone that kind of talking and behavior. I just don't think that it's a really kind way to support our book community. So I just had to say that while I have this whole video talking about Kindles and Amazon, and I'm sorry, but I will not be getting rid of my Kindle. I read on this thing way too much. I love my Kindle. I will be keeping my Kindle. Now, this is the only other negative aspect, I guess, of having a Kindle, or not having a Kindle, but that I have seen in using my Kindle. I don't know about anyone else, but my screen on this thing freezes. It does not happen often, and it's not a really big deal at all. All I've ever had to do was click the power button to turn it off and turn it back on, and it's totally fine. But I would say it probably happens 30% of the time that I pick the Kindle up. Now, that is an estimation because, of course, I haven't done the math on it. I don't record every single time my screen freezes when I pick the Kindle up, but I have noticed it enough to say that it can be a little bit laggy and freezy if it's used quite often. Now, I do use my Kindle on an almost daily basis. This thing goes with me everywhere. It is constantly being tossed from bag to bag and whatnot. I've had it for 2 years. I will say that it has gotten worse in the second year that I've had it. So the whole first year that I had my Kindle, it probably only happened a handful of times. And in the last year, it's happened not like significantly more, but just noticeably more. So It could also be from the wear and tear, or it could just be that it's getting a little bit old. And I mean, they have come out with a new Kindle since then, so I would probably buy the newest Kindle Paperwhite if you're looking in the market for a Kindle right now. But I will say that is the only thing that I have noticed with my Kindle specifically. I have also seen people talk about when it comes to their Kindle no, not Paperwhite, that's what this is. When it comes to people's Kindle Paper Soft, Color Soft, goodness gracious, I can't talk. I have seen people talk about when it comes to their Kindle Color Soft, which I do not have one, so I cannot tell you my personal opinion on this topic, but I have seen people talk about when it comes to their Kindle Color Soft having a like yellow hue at the bottom of their Kindle. So that would maybe be something to look into if you're in the market of a Kindle right now. I'm not in the market for a new Kindle, so if I were looking, that would be what I would be looking into right now, is if they've fixed the screen issue and any bug issues that they've had with the Color Soft before buying that. But if you're just going with a classic Kindle Paperwhite, I would get the newest generation of the Kindle Paperwhite. I think that you can't go wrong with it. It's probably running better than these Kindles nowadays, but again, mine is still running perfectly well. Actually, I still have an old 6th gen Kindle, which was my mom's from like years and years ago, and she gave it to me a while back. Even that thing is still kicking. I'm telling you, I can still read it regularly. Like, I had already bought this one when she gave me that one, but I was like, I mean, it never hurts. My husband does like to read sometimes, so we took it just because she was getting rid of it. But even that one still works like really surprisingly well for how old that is. I seriously think she bought that in like 2010 or something. So the fact that that's like a 15-year-old Kindle and it is still kicking is insane, and that does feed into and really help with the longevity of how long Kindles actually last. So that is another thing to consider and think about. Last but not least, let's talk about all of the case options before we end this video. So I have 2 of the clear cases, and this one has like the little slider grip thing, the loop kind of phone grip. And then this one has a pop socket type phone grip, which unfortunately I got this from a small vendor that popped up in the bookstore that I work at. So I cannot tell you where this really, really cute plant pop socket came from, because it was, I don't know, at a small shop. But if any of you guys know where to find these, please comment down below, because I would love to be able to direct people to a place to find these cute little plant pop sockets. But anyways, so I have these 2 clear cases with 2 different types of grips. I really, really love both. I think that you can't really go wrong with either one. So this one is really cute because you can throw stickers in the back and have your little pop socket. It's very, very comfortable, very easy to hold. You really couldn't go wrong with any of these cases, but I will say, if you're going to get the clear case like this, I would buy a screen protector for the front of your Kindle, which I do not have on my Kindle. And I definitely have scratched up my screen from throwing it in different bags and purses with other items tossed inside as well. So I definitely have a couple pretty deep scratches on my screen that I really, really regret not having a screen protector. So I'm trying to stop you guys from making the same mistake that I have made and tell you to please buy a screen protector for your Kindle. You won't regret it after it's bought. But yes, this one is very, very comfortable, very easy to hold. I love this. I put my pop socket right in the bottom middle of the Kindle because I just think that that's like the cutest place for it. And it is not too far. Like, some people put theirs way over here in the corner. I don't think that that's necessary. This is very, very comfortable to hold. Plus, you can click the screen with your thumb. Next, I will show this one. So here's another clear case. You can also put stickers all in this. And then this little thing was from Amazon. You can buy them in packs of like 5 or 6, and you can get all different colors. So these are really nice. I bought like a 2-pack of them, and they were both white and gold, and they work great. They're very comfortable to hold. Oh, I got a hair stuck in my case. It's very comfortable to hold. I did put it all the way on the side of this one, and it's totally fine. It's the same. I probably would say that I think I prefer the pop socket, but if you're hoping for a more like flat, you know, the pop socket kind of sticks out really far, and this one does not stick out very far. So that's another great option if you're not wanting a pop socket. Now, a lot of people like to get the MagSafe pop sockets, which are like the magnetic ones. You just stick, I think, the little magnetic ring to the case, and then the pop socket magnetizes to that ring. I've never felt the need for that, only because I have always I've had these ones for a long time, so I just have never felt the need to get the MagSafe pop sockets. Then there are these types of cases. Now, I can link down below where these cases came from. So this one right here is from an Etsy shop, and my sister actually bought this one for me, and it has my name engraved in the bottom, which is super cute. It says Sarah Weaver on there. And this one is really nice. So this case covers all 4 sides, and it's like a rubber, maybe it's actually silicone. Is silicone the hard one, or is, I think this is rubber. I don't know the difference, to be honest with you, but this is how it fits all the way around the side. I really, really like this case a lot. I think that this shop offers the option of adding a hand grip on the front here. So this is actually a sleep and wake up little panel here. So when you open the screen, it automatically wakes up the Kindle for you, and you just have to swipe to open it. This is very nice, very sleek, very comfortable. The best part about this is that this front part covers the screen, and so you don't have to buy a screen protector. This protects your screen from all sorts of damage when you're throwing it into crazy bags and all that kind of stuff. So I really do love these cases. I think this one is very, very beautiful. I just love this design. It's like floral design with like little butterflies and stuff on it. It's just very, very pretty. And again, you can buy it with a little hand grip on the cover, or you can do it without. So then the last and final case that I have is this I'm Just a Girl, and it's bookmarked with Sarah and Des. This case was from House of Jupiter, and I do think that she's planning to do a restock. I'm not sure when, but this is probably my favorite case that I have. It's really, really cute. This one does not go all the way around the screen. So if you can see, the top here is like open, and then it just comes around the sides, and your Kindle kind of just clicks into place. So it just kind of slides in and clicks in, and it fits really perfectly. And again, it has the sleep and wake little thing right here. So all you have to do is open or close this, and it opens and closes your Kindle. So I love all of these cases. This one has been the one I've been using the most, just because my screen is getting pretty scratched up when I use these, only because I don't have a screen protector, so I could just go on Amazon and buy one. But I just haven't yet. So I will also link some screen protectors for the Kindle Paperwhite, just so you guys know that you should definitely get a screen protector with it. But that is pretty much it for this Kindle Paperwhite video. So I think that's the last thing I have to say. So thank you guys so much for watching this. I hope this video was very, very helpful. If you have any questions, please comment them down below. I will reply to every comment in the comment section. And yeah, that is it. So thank you for watching my Kindle Paperwhite 2-year review. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video.